There's no shortage of rules when it comes to motorcycles. You've got your official traffic laws, your rider safety courses, your owner's manual instructions, all the standard stuff. But if you've been riding long enough, you start to realize that the most useful rules, they're the ones no one ever talks about. These are the rules born out of real-world experience, the ones you don't learn in class, but you pick up after thousands of miles, close calls, and lessons learned the hard way. They're not written down anywhere, but once you know them, you'll never ride the same again. So today, I'm sharing the actually useful motorcycle rules that no one talks about, but every smart rider should know. Number 1, always watch the front wheel of the car, not the driver. You can stare at a driver's face all day trying to guess what they're about to do, but it won't help you nearly as much as watching their front wheel. That tire will tell you everything you need to know if they're inching forward, turning in, hesitating, or about to cut you off. It reacts faster than their head ever will. Drivers lie. They might wave at you, look the other way, or pretend not to see you at all. But the front wheel, it's honest. The moment it starts rolling or turning, you've got your answer. This trick has saved more riders than any mirror adjustment ever has, especially in city traffic where people are glued to their phones. Watching the tire gives you just enough time to react. It's not paranoia, it's survival instinct. Once you start doing it, it becomes second nature. Don't trust the face, trust the rubber. Number 2, never pass a car at an intersection, even if you have the right of way. Here's a little rule you won't find in any DMV handbook, but it might save your life one day. Don't pass cars when you're anywhere near an intersection. I don't care if you got the green light and the perfect opportunity to overtake. Wait, because here's what happens. That car you're passing might be turning left across your path, or someone coming the other way might be doing the same thing, and guess what? Nobody expects a motorcycle to be slipping up the side of traffic at that exact moment. You'll get T-boned faster than you can realize. Cars do unpredictable things at intersections. They roll forward, make sudden turns, run lights, or try to beat the yellow. When you're overtaking, you're smaller, faster, and less visible. That combo is a disaster waiting to happen. So yeah, even if you could pass safely 99 times out of 100, it's that one time that'll ruin your riding season. Just wait till you're clear of the intersection, then hit it. Number 3, assume every parked car has a door that's about to open. One of the oldest tricks in the book, and still one of the most overlooked. If you're riding past a line of parked cars, always assume that at least one of them is about to fling a door open into your lane. Because one of them will. It's just a matter of time. I'm not talking about a little tap. I've seen riders get sent flying because someone popped open their door without looking. It's especially bad in urban areas, near restaurants, or outside busy shops. People hop out of ride shares or delivery trucks like they're stepping onto a red carpet. So, what do? Simple. Move over. Give yourself a buffer, even if it means edging into the next lane a bit. If that's not possible, ease off the throttle, cover your brakes, and keep your eyes peeled for heads inside the car or brake lights flashing. The key is to never ride right up against that line of cars. You're not threading a needle, you're riding a motorcycle. Treat every car like a potential landmine, and you'll avoid the explosion. Number 4, never trust a turn signal. Ever. This one should be obvious, but people still fall for it. A car's turn signal is not a legally binding contract. It's a vague suggestion at best, and an outright lie at worst. Sometimes people turn it on and forget about it for 3 miles. Sometimes they hit the wrong one. And sometimes they just leave it blinking while going straight because they have no clue what they're doing. If you see a car signaling, don't assume they're going to turn. Assume they might, but stay ready for them to go straight, stop suddenly, or do something completely unexpected. Don't dive into their blind spot or gun it through a turn because that little blinker gave you a false sense of hope. This is especially true in intersections and roundabouts where a lazy signal can get you T-boned in half a second. Ride like their signal means nothing, because most of the time, it does. If they start turning, then you react, but never give them the benefit of the doubt just because their light's blinking. That's how bikes get flattened. Number 5. Rain doesn't kill grip. Paint and oil do. A lot of new riders panic the second it starts raining. And while yes, wet roads mean reduced traction, the pavement itself isn't your biggest enemy. The real danger: painted lines, manhole covers, and leftover oil slicks. Ever try braking on a crosswalk stripe in the rain? It's like trying to stop on an ice rink. That bright white paint is slippery even when it's dry. Add water and it's a guaranteed slide. Same goes for metal covers, steel bridge joints, and especially intersections where cars have leaked oil for years. The solution isn't to avoid rain. It's to ride smart in it. Smooth inputs, gentle braking, and most importantly, avoid painted surfaces and shiny patches like the plague. If you have to cross them, do it upright and without braking or accelerating. That way your tires aren't fighting two forces at once. Rain doesn't have to stop your ride, but it should absolutely change how you ride. Wet asphalt is manageable. Painted arrows and oil-slicked pavement? That's what'll send you sliding into the curb. Number 6. When you're tired, you're stupid. Take breaks. You ever see someone try to push through on a long ride like they're on a Red Bull-fueled iron butt challenge, nodding off at stoplights and swerving like they're drunk? Yeah, that's not skill. That's stupidity. Riding tired is just as dangerous as riding drunk. Your reaction time plummets, your focus drifts, and you stop scanning properly. You miss cues, fail to see threats, and before you know it, you're staring at someone's bumper with no time to stop. The fix? Take a break. It sounds simple, but riders fight this one more than they should. Pull over, stretch your legs, drink some water, even a nap if you need to. A 15-minute stop can save your life. No exaggeration. It doesn't matter how tough you are. If you're nodding off in the saddle, you're not riding anymore. You're gambling. Number 7. Don't ride next to a car if you don't have to. Here's one that separates experienced riders from the rookies. Don't linger in a car's blind spot. Hell, don't ride side by side with a car at all if you can help it. Either get ahead of them or hang back. But sitting parallel to a 2-ton steel box with a distracted driver inside? That's a gamble you don't want to take. Drivers change lanes without looking. They check their mirrors, maybe, but they rarely turn their heads. And that little blind spot just behind their shoulder, that's where motorcycles disappear. You're basically invisible in that zone. So when you ride next to them, you're giving them every opportunity to sideswipe you without even knowing you were there. It's not personal, it's just physics and laziness. Make it a rule. Never hang out next to a car. If you're passing, pass. If you're behind, stay visible. But don't sit there like you're trying to blend in with traffic, because blending in means not being seen. And not being seen is how you end up under a bumper. Number 8. Don't ride next to another motorcycle unless you really know them. You might think it looks cool to ride side by side with your buddy, like you're in some biker movie, rolling down the road like synchronized swimmers in leather. But unless you trust that rider like family, and they trust you, it's a bad idea. Why? Because you just cut your escape options in half. You can't swerve to the side, you can't adjust your lane position, and if something jumps out, car, pothole, or animal, you're boxed in. One mistake, and you're both eating pavement. Even worse is doing this with strangers at bike nights or group rides. Some guy you met 5 minutes ago pulls up right beside you and rides elbow to elbow like you've been tag teaming curves for years. Don't do it. It's not impressive, it's dangerous. A staggered formation gives everyone space, visibility, and room to react. That's how group riding should be done. Side-by-side riding? That's for parades and photo ops, not real roads. Number 9. Tap your brake to warn tailgaters. You ever get a car riding your rear tire like you're towing them? It's infuriating and dangerous. 1 second of distraction and they're running right through you at the next stoplight. The good news, there's a trick that works almost every time. Tap your brake lever or pedal a couple of times, just enough to flash your brake light. Don't actually slow down. It's like sending a signal. Hey, I see you back there. Get off me. Most drivers will back off immediately. It snaps them out of whatever daze they were in. And if they don't, you now know for sure they're clueless and it's time to find an escape. Change lanes, speed up, pull over, whatever it takes. Brake tapping isn't aggressive, it's communication. It shows awareness and gives them a visual clue that something's up. And it beats the hell out of getting rear-ended by someone scrolling through Instagram. Number 10. Wave when it's safe, not just because you have to. Look, the biker wave is a cool tradition. It's how we show respect, but some riders treat it like a sacred ritual, even if it puts them in danger. Waving with one hand while leaning through a turn or trying to downshift in traffic just to acknowledge a stranger, that's not badass. That's dumb. Here's the real rule. Wave when it's safe. If your hands are free, the road is straight and conditions are good, go ahead. Throw the peace sign, a nod, whatever. But if you're in a sketchy curve dodging potholes or trying to brake smoothly, forget the wave. No real rider's gonna be offended. We've all had moments where we couldn't wave back. Doesn't mean we're disrespecting anyone. It means we value staying upright more than social gestures. Ride your ride. Keep your priorities straight. Cool points aren't worth a broken collarbone. Number 11. Always park facing uphill, even if it means backing in. This one's a tiny detail until it ruins your whole day. Ever park your bike nose first on a steep downhill then tried to back it out later? Yeah, good luck with that. Suddenly your 500-pound machine feels like 1,000 and your boots are slipping, and gravity's working against you. This is why the pros always back in. Parking facing uphill, even on a slight incline, means you can just ride out later with ease. No straining, no slipping, no red-faced shoving while strangers stare at you from a nearby cafe. It takes an extra 10 seconds to back in, but it saves you 10 minutes of grunting and sweating. And if the pavement's wet or sandy, forget about it. You'll be calling a buddy to help you push. This isn't just a convenience thing, it's a control thing. Motorcycles are easier to maneuver with power, not muscle. Park smart now, ride out easy later. Number 12. Always check the ground before putting your kickstand down. Sounds simple, right? But this one mistake sends more bikes to the pavement than you'd believe. You pull up, kill the engine, drop the stand, and next thing you know, your ride's slowly leaning. Then bam, it's on the ground. And you're the guy picking it up like a rookie. Why? Because the ground was soft, or sloped, or covered in gravel, or it was hot asphalt that turned into butter under your kickstand. Doesn't matter. If the surface under your stand isn't solid and level, you're asking for a tip over. So here's the rule. Before you drop that stand, glance down. Always. If it's sketchy, throw down a kickstand puck, a crushed soda can or rock, anything to spread the load. No one wants to start their ride by lifting a fallen bike, and no one wants to end it that way either. Take 2 seconds to look down. Save yourself the pain and embarrassment. Number 13. Check the weather, then assume it'll still surprise you. Riding means dealing with the elements, and while checking the forecast is smart, relying on it is stupid. You might see 0% chance of rain and think you're safe, and then get soaked halfway through your ride because Mother Nature decided to flex. So here's the real rule. Always assume the weather will do something dumb. Pack a rain layer even if the sky is blue. Know how your tires handle wet roads. And if the clouds start looking angry, find a gas station or an overpass to duck under. Weather apps are helpful, but they're not the gospel. You need to read the sky, the wind, the smell in the air. That's something you learn with time. Once you do, you'll stop getting caught with your pants down every time the skies change their mind. Because it's not just about comfort, it's about safety. Wet roads, wind gusts, sudden temperature drops all affect how your bike behaves. Prepare for it, and you stay in control. Number 14. Don't ride hungry, tired, or angry. Motorcycles demand your full attention, coordination, and awareness. It's not like driving a car where you can zone out with a coffee in one hand and a podcast playing. If you get on a bike when your head isn't in the game, whether you're starving, exhausted, or ticked off, you're riding with a handicap. When you're tired, your reaction times slow down. When you're hungry, your focus drifts. And when you're angry, You ride like a jackass, taking risks, weaving through traffic, and making decisions with your ego instead of your brain. Every seasoned rider needs to learn this the hard way at least once. Maybe you had a rough day and took the bike out to cool off, only to nearly wipe out because your frustration blinded your judgment. It's a wake-up call. So here's the real rule. Check in with yourself before every ride. Not just the bike, you. Are you clear-headed, alert, centered? If not, maybe take a walk instead. Because the road doesn't care how you're feeling. And one bad decision out there can cost way more than just your pride. Number 15. Don't ride right after filling up the tank to the brim. You'd be surprised how many people overfill their gas tanks, especially when they're trying to squeeze in those last few cents to hit a round number. Then they hop on the bike, start it up, and take off, completely unaware that fuel is now leaking from the overflow. That's not just wasteful, it's dangerous. Fuel dripping onto a hot engine or exhaust pipe? That's a fire hazard. Gas splashing onto your leg or a boot? That's a slick mess waiting to screw up your footing at a stoplight. The smarter move? Stop filling when the pump clicks off. Don't top it off. If you really want that extra quarter gallon, give it a minute to settle before adding more. And definitely check for leaks before you start rolling. It might seem like a small detail, but it's a habit that separates careful riders from the careless ones. Plus, nobody wants to smell like fuel for the rest of the day. Number 16. Assume no one sees you, even when they look right at you. Here's something that'll save your life one day. Just because a driver makes eye contact with you doesn't mean they've actually seen you. Sounds crazy, right? But it's a real phenomenon called looked but failed to see. The brain sees what it expects, and if it doesn't expect a motorcycle, it filters you right out. That's why so many riders get hit by drivers who later say, "I didn't see him," even after staring directly at them. So the rule is simple. Never trust eye contact. Never assume visibility equals safety. Ride like you're invisible. Always plan for the dumbest move a driver could make and have an escape route ready. That's why experienced riders position themselves in lanes where they're most visible. Use their high beams during the day, wear reflective gear, and flick their brights or flash their brakes when they need to get noticed. But even with all that, assume no one sees you. Ride smart, ride defensive, and you'll ride a hell of a lot longer. That's the thing about riding. Half of it is skill, and the other half is what no one ever teaches you. These little rules, these unspoken truths, they're what separate the riders who survive and thrive from the ones who just scrape by, or worse, end up in the hospital. And most of them, you don't learn from a manual. You learn from miles, mistakes, and maybe an old biker telling you what's what. So now it's your turn. What's one of those underground riding rules that you live by? Maybe something an old-timer taught you, or a hard lesson learned the painful way. Drop it in the comments, and let the rest of the riders in on the secret. If you enjoyed this one, hit that like button and subscribe. I got plenty more real-world riding wisdom coming your way. Until then, ride safe, ride smart, and as always, keep the rubber side down.